It was a cold evening. Rahim, a poor farmer, returned home exhausted from the fields. His hands were rough, his clothes worn out, but his eyes held only one dream: to educate his son, Ali. Ali was a bright boy, always topping his class, but he knew his father struggled every day just to put food on the table. One night, Rahim noticed Ali studying under a dim candle. He quietly placed a hand on his son's shoulder and said, "Beta, one day you will become the man I never could." Ali smiled, but inside, guilt tore him apart. He knew his father had been skipping meals just to pay his school fees. One morning, the school principal called Ali in. He said, "Your fees have been paid for the whole year. You don't need to worry." Ali was shocked. He rushed home to ask his father, "Abu, how did you manage this?" Rahim just smiled and said, "A father's duty is to give his child wings." But what Ali didn't know was that Rahim had sold his only piece of land, the land that was his only source of income. Months passed. Ali excelled in school, but Rahim's health declined. One evening, Ali returned home with a certificate of honor, excited to show his father. But when he entered the small mud house, he found his father lying still, a weak smile frozen on his face. Beside him was an old diary with one last note. "If my sacrifice makes you fly, then let me fall with pride. Always remember, my son, education is your true inheritance." Ali broke down, hugging his father, crying uncontrollably. Years later, Ali stood in a courtroom, not as an accused, but as a judge. With tears in his eyes, he looked at the sky and whispered, "Abu, today your sacrifice speaks through me." Please like to share, subscribe. It's touch to hearts.